Well, okay, let me show you what I've done in the meantime. I've actually created 4 other patterns to go with the one I just showed you. Let's start with pattern 301. This is my intro pattern. I'll just play this for you. Very simple. 302 is part 1. This is the pattern I just recorded. 303, okay. That's a kind of middle 8 section. And then I've got the end pattern, which in this case is just a single chord strike together with the cymbal. Okay, so what I need to do now is go into song mode and piece these all together. So let's shift arrays, song, and the mode display will obviously change to song so we know where we are. Now, we've come to the demo song again here, so what I'll do is I'll change the song I've selected to a blank song memory. Let's pick 10 for argument's sake. Okay, we're now ready to actually piece it all together. Now, to do this, first thing we do is hit the real step record button, and we do it twice, because I'm going to go into step right mode for song creation. Okay, you can see on the display here we have 001 question mark PTN flashing. Okay, what does this all mean? Well, the actual song itself is built up from parts. Now, a part isn't necessarily a pattern. A part is an instruction. Now, I could start the song with part 1 as pattern 1, and I could repeat it so many times, then I could change to another pattern. Each part is a specific piece of information. So I could start here by saying, okay, part 1, pattern, cursor to the right, and we select pattern 301, all the way to the top, which was my intro pattern. Okay, that's what I want. I'm going to hit enter. It immediately then moves on to part 2 and says, what do you want in part 2? Well, let's select pattern 302. Hit enter. Part 3, pattern 303. Hit enter. Part 4, 304. Enter. Well, that's actually my song. Very short song, granted, but I'm going to hit exit now. Okay, so let's have a listen to the song. Okay, well that's pretty much there, but I do feel that the central part should be made twice as long. So what I really want to do here is insert the second pattern at the point where the second pattern plays, so in fact we get twice as long of pattern number 2. So what I can do is, using the forward and backward buttons, find the actual locate point that I need. So let's go back into record mode, select part 2, shift, copy, and I get insert pattern, in this case 302. Well, that happens to be the correct number. I could actually change that and insert another intro pattern, but I want 302. So I hit enter. Are you sure? Done. Okay, exit. Let's have another listen to the song. That's a much better length. Now, not only can I insert patterns, but I can also insert other instructions, if you like. Let's go back to that insert page, record, shift copy, insert. Well, you see there it's saying, do you want to insert pattern 303? PTN is flashing, which, as we've seen, means that it's probably changeable. Using the alpha dial, I see there I've got various other options. Well, one of them is TRN. Now that's transpose. I have the option at this stage to insert a part, that part being a transpose operation. Okay, so not every part is necessarily a pattern. It could be a repeat mark, it could be a transpose, it could even be a track level change command. But I'm going to actually transpose up 1 semitone at that point. Hit enter, are you sure? Done. Okay, let's exit and have a listen to the finished song. So there we have it, the song is complete. You have 20 song memories. Now, should you run out of space, it may be necessary to erase some of the songs you've done previously. To do that, it's, again, using the delete function. Select the song you want to erase, Shift, Delete, and it asks you if you want to clear the song. Hit Enter. If you're sure, press it again. And there, it's gone. Now the DR-5 has, as I said earlier, 20 song memories. It also has 200 user pattern memories. You may find that you run out of space eventually, and there is a very useful facility for getting around this problem. It's known as the bulk dump facility, and it utilises the MIDI out socket on the rear of the DR-5. Now if you own such a thing as a sequencer, a MIDI sequencer, you can dump this information straight onto an ordinary track on the sequencer as though it was standard song data. Store that information on a disk and replay it at any time to load up that set of songs, patterns that you had at the time you did the dump. So often a very useful way of archiving your work. And here's how you do it. Shift Erase MIDI. So we're going into the MIDI mode, and you'll find MIDI comes up on the mode indicator. Using the cursor controls, we're going to go all the way along to the right. And we see sysx 10. Well, you don't have to worry about changing that. It defaults to 10. That just means that's the unit number of the machine. Sync internal, dump all. Okay, this is what we're looking for. A MIDI bulk dump. We're ready now, upon hitting the enter button, to transmit all of the internal settings of the DR-5 to our MIDI sequencer. Over here I'm using the MC50 microcomposer from Roland. Now this is particularly suited to the task as it will record anything you throw at it. So I'm actually going to use that to record the system exclusive MIDI data on. Okay, well, hit enter. The display asks me if I'm sure. Hit it again and it says transmitting system all. Now don't worry, if you want to try this, you're not going to actually damage any of the internal memory. You won't lose anything. Although it's transmitting data, it's actually producing a copy of the internal data. So you can record all of that on your sequencer, reload it at any time, but you're not actually going to lose anything from the machine at this point. And that will take about 25 bars at 120 BPM on your sequencer, or about 20 seconds. Okay, so that's the MIDI side of the DR-5. Obviously there's an awful lot more to talk about as far as hooking up to external MIDI modules, synchronization and so on is concerned. But that's a very important feature worth bearing in mind.